Hello guys, here with a new video for the channel. I hope you like it, and if you like it, don't forget to leave your powerful like Supreme God level, comment, and subscribe. Now without further ado, get comfortable. Let's begin. In a part of all that dimension, an extremely incredible power had appeared. However, in a few seconds it had disappeared again. That's right, the power of Towa had been felt by all the fallen kings, and it would call the attention of Yamoshi, who would change his expression to a very serious and cold one. The power that was felt a few seconds ago was an incredible power. Even with my maximum power, I don't know if I could defeat that power. Is something wrong? Your work has changed completely. No, it's nothing to worry about. But you must become much more powerful. The power that you now possess is comparable to that of a guardian angel. That's not enough. We must break all our limits to be able to finish off all the bastards who made fun of us. At that moment in Goku's mind, he was able to observe Zeno-sama. That's right, out of the dimension, Zeno-sama had used some mental power to contact Goku. Friend Goku, I know you must hate me now, but you don't want anything to do with me, and you really had no choice. I feel like scum for doing this to you. My friend Zeno, but tell me, what happened? Why did you do all this? What do you mean you had no choice? Above us, there are the kings of everything who have been able to take their power to the limit. But even above them, there are the creator gods, which are also divided into scales of power. Are you implying that a creator god has given the order to finish us off? That's right, and if we refuse it, they would destroy all 12 universes. I'm so sorry, my friend. For that reason, I've decided to abandon 75% of all my power. Only you can finish with the new enemies that are approaching. Despite being in another dimension, a power would begin to enter all over Goku's body. That's right, Goku's power was growing rapidly. Even with Zeno-sama's power, Goku was able to access his Ozaru form without the need of his tail. But while he was in transition, his tail would appear. That's right, Goku was destroying everything around him. However, he was able to observe Zeno-sama in the middle of all his destruction. My friend Goku, I trust you with my power. I'm so sorry, you only deserve to be a king at all. Goku in that instant would regain consciousness by accessing the Super Saiyan Phase 4, but his hair was an angelic silver color, leaving Yamoshi and Jiren surprised, since Son Goku's power had increased in an amazing way. Goku's power has increased too much. I can't even calculate it. But with that power, he's capable of defeating a king in his fighting form. Goku in that instant would throw a great sphere of energy towards Jiren. That's right, Zeno-sama, knowing that he was with Goku, had also sent some power to Jiren. Not as much as to Goku, but Jiren in the same way began to increase his power in such an incredible way that it would make everything around him tremble. That's right, the power that he was releasing was equally amazing. Unlike Goku, Jiren was not having any transformation in his body, was dominating all that power. However, he was becoming much slower because of the excess energy. The power is incredible, but I feel as heavy as a planet, and since I don't have the ability to transform, it's much more difficult. You don't have to worry about that, since that's what I'm training them for. I don't know where they got so much power from, but it's time to start training beyond a king at all. The three subjects began to have a great battle, which was capable of shaking some territories of the other kings. Meanwhile, with Towa, she was training in the same way to be able to dominate all the power of that energy. This power is incredible. So this is the power of a creator god. I'll finish with those damn trash. You're not ready yet. Believe it or not, the being that killed my body was that damned Yamoshi. He's not lying when he said that he had all the creator gods were afraid of his power. Is his power even capable of killing a creator god? That's right. The power of that Saiyan is difficult to understand, despite fighting for hours, days, weeks. His power, instead of decreasing, increased as the battle went on. This time it'll be very different. I'll do it for you, Master, and also out of pride. I'll not forgive you for the beating you gave me last time. If you really want to do it, you must take your body to the limit, because with the power you have now,
Yamoshi is still able to finish you without any effort.
Toho at that moment would continue training, knowing that he still lacked the power to be able to make the Saiyan King bite the ground. Returning to the trio of subjects, Goku and Jiren, with their new power, they were already able to face Yamoshi. That's right, Yamoshi, despite using his maximum power at his base state, was difficult keeping up with the both of them. What's wrong? Is all that power of a Saiyan King? Jiren would be a little surprised by Goku's words because even though he had increased his power too much, there was still no match for Yamoshi in one-to-one combat.
I can see by possessing all that beastly power, you think you can defeat me, but let's see what you think of this.
Yamoshi at that moment would begin to increase his power in an incredible way, making everything around him tremble. Yamoshi's power was even perceived by the other fallen kings. The moment Yamoshi was accessing 50% of his glorious power, that's right, at that instant Yamoshi's hair would turn a silver color, as well as his eyes, which would leave Goku and Jiren surprised to realize that Yamoshi had access to Ultra Instinct.
You should feel lucky, since I was the one who created the Ultra Instinct. In short, my Ultra Instinct is the original one.
Goku would be very surprised to hear what Yamoshi said. Goku and Jiren, without caring about what Yamoshi said, would throw themselves against him, but this time the difference in their powers was as big as the sky and the earth. That's right, Goku and Jiren, despite having all that great power, this time were not able to do what Yamoshi said. This time, they were not able to make a scratch on Yamoshi, who, after a few hits, would leave them wounded on the ground. Goku, despite having the Ultra Instinct in his transformation from Super Saiyan Phase 4, was not able to dodge all of the blows of Yamoshi.
That's all for today. Your powers are growing exponentially fast, so you should take a break and get your energy up.
Goku and Jiren would begin to rest that day. Meanwhile, outside that dimension, Ryui was very desperate because for a being that was lost omnipotence, it was worse than losing their life.
Damn it! If I'm not able to do something, I'll be left without my omnipotence. I have to hurry up on this. I think it's time to absorb all those damned ones.
Meanwhile, with Zeno-sama, he was very worried because he had a bad feeling about Ryui.
Die. I want you to store 90% of your power in that sphere of divine energy. But sir, if I do that, I won't have enough power to be able to defend us. Even if you have 100% of your power, you'll never be able to confront Ryui. Trust me, Daishenkin. Alright, my lord. Whatever you say.
At that moment, Daishenkin would begin to empty all his veins of energy, passing 90% of all his power to the sphere that the king had told him. After only 10 minutes of having finished, Ryu would appear in the Kingdom of the Whole.
Ryui-sama, what's the reason for your visit in the multiverse? They have excellent subordinates, but now that they have finished with that plague, they're no longer useful to me. I'll keep their powers.
Ryui would throw himself against Daishenkin, starting a battle which clearly showed who had the advantage. At the moment, both Guardians would launch an attack, and both Zeno-samas, with the power they had left, would merge in access to their form of combat. All were fighting against a single subject, but the result would be the same. So it is, from one moment to another, Ryui would begin to give some great blows to each one of those present, leaving them on the verge of death. Before they die, I want to keep all their powers. I'll create the world that everyone wants. I'll finish with the creator gods and I'll access the Sheikah galaxy, place of the true gods and not beings like you. Ryui at that moment would begin to absorb the power of each one of those present. Nevertheless, while Ryui absorbed Zeno-sama, Daishenkin would communicate with all the gods telepathically. Gods, I know at this moment all you possess in negative energy, but you must trust us. Abandon all your power and explode. Because if you don't, Ryu will kill you and end your power. And Father, will we do the same, or is our destroyer gods? All of you, create energy spheres with a meeting point in the realm of all. My energy being more powerful than yours will absorb it and search for a worthy warrior. Understood, Father. In this instant, we'll do it. Ryuji at that moment had finished the life of Zeno-sama, and his guardians at the moment of heading towards Daishenkin was also filling all his spiritual sea, thanks to the power of Daishenkin. However, before Daishenkin remained, if his vital energy would curse him and affirm that an extremely powerful subject would avenge them. Ha ha ha! No one has enough power to face me. Now it's time to absorb all the gods and angels. The moment Ryui began to move all through the universes,
every god would begin to explode. That's right, the gods had fulfilled Daishinkan's last order. Damned priest, they don't believe that because you don't have the power of simple gods and angels you'll be able to defeat me. There are more multiverses and temporal lines. Ryu Furious would rise to the top of that multiverse, creating a great attack, which would have enough power to erase all the multiverse of Zeno-sama. That's right, a gigantic megaversal explosion was able to be appreciated by all the other kings as a whole. After millions of years, a megaversal explosion has happened again. Who was the guy that had enough power to blow up the entire multiverse? The annihilation of a multiverse? Has a creator god awakened? The other kings would not give any comment on the matter. Meanwhile, returning to the dimension, Goku, who was meditating at that moment, would fall to the ground to his base state. That's right, he felt like an incredible power was crushing him, and he was right. The power of the High Priest, the 12 angels, and the 12 gods was entering his body. Yamoshi at that instant would quickly approach Goku, but Goku's body began to expel rays of energy, and at that very moment began to expel an extremely impressive power, leaving all the fallen kings surprised, which would be surprised by the power they felt. What's happening, Goku? It is the power beyond a king, but it's too early. Goku would continue to increase his power like never before, accessing the Ultra Institute again, but this time his power was so much that it would make even Yamoshi tremble.
What will happen next? Find out in the next chapter. Well guys, this is all for today's chapter. I hope you liked it and it was to your liking. Now don't forget to leave your powerful like Supreme God level, comment and subscribe. Now without further ado, see you in a new video. Until next time.